Hello everyone! So I know it's been a few months since my last video and all of you have been sending me, very thoughtful messages saying, Jen, are you okay? Are you alive? Yes, I'm alive. I'm here. I was down sick. I'm still recovering. Let's see, Christmas came and New Year's, and all I did was spend time with my family, and it was wonderful because it was much needed time that I just needed to focus on family, and yeah, it was wonderful. And then Creativation came along, and so I got really busy planning for that and trying to get everything prepared for that. And then I had the new collection with Carabelle and Blue Fern and all the design work that I had to do for them. And then, also preparing for what we were going to do for Creativation as far as make and takes and all of that. And then I came down deathly ill with what I thought was just a cold flu bug, but it was actually pneumonia. I had walking pneumonia. I don't know if I should be laughing about that because I'm still trying to recover from it. I can still feel in my chest. It's still kind of hard to breathe. And boy, they put me on one of those Z-Pack things, and it just the energy was sucked out for me. But I'm getting better each day, and I couldn't wait to do this video. I wanted to say hi to everyone, kind of catch you up on everything. And so let's just dive right into it. So what you're seeing here, this is some of the latest releases from Carabelle. And some of these I have to share with you because, oh my God, look at this one. The gnomes. Isn't that not just absolutely adorable? But I will get the rest of these listed. And I am working with Carabelle because this one, Gayle, my dear friend Gayle, I love Gayle. I know you all love Gayle too. For those of you who know Gayle, she did a video on some of my stamps, and so yeah, thank you, Gayle, because there has been a ton of orders that poured in. And I have been working with Carabelle to get those quantities ordered and placed. So all of you will be getting your stamps that you ordered. They are on pre-order right now. So if you're wanting one, please be sure to get on that list, because when I send the order through, I will order, some additional, but I mainly want to make sure that for those who have already pre-ordered, you're going to get, you're on that list and you'll get your stamp that you ordered. So these were my latest releases, and I did a make and take with this one. I had so much fun, and if you had all seen Gayle's video, you would have seen that. And I'm going to play around with some more of these, but I just wanted to show you really quickly some of the others that I received from Carabelle. And this one I can't wait to play with, because this stamp here, these fit inside of this stamp. And again, I will list these on the site. These are going to be too much fun. And it's kind of funny because Alexi is he's the artist who did these stamps. And I don't see what he's creating, when we're getting ready to design our next collection. I don't know what everybody's going to be doing. And I just happened to do a whole bunch of postage themed stamps. And of course, Lexi's like, no, because we already have too many. And I had no idea what he was talking about. And then I saw these and it's like, oh, Alexi and I seem to really, I think that's one of the things that I love in designing for Carabelle is Alexi. He's one of the artist designers, and he and I tend to be on the same wavelength, like mindset, and our creativity and what we like and our style tend to be similar. And I think that's, why I enjoy designing for Carabelle so much. But these are a few of his. Oh, and there's this one too, which I absolutely love. I have to show all of you. Where did it go? My desk is a mess right now. Oh, here it is. This one. Oh, I love this one. So, maybe I'll play with some of these here a little later on in the video. We'll see. And then, you know, Azaline, she always has the whimsical flowers and these gnomes. Oh, I just love these gnomes. And then Brigitte always has the amazing backgrounds, and she does such amazing detail in her stamps. But there's one of hers, and I have more from her as well. Like, here's another one. And these are just great background stamps. Things, if you wanted to add, you know, some sort of background to your mixed media project or your envelopes or whatever it might be, these are wonderful stamps. And then Kate came out with these adorable cats. Oh, Kate, I love all their work. I love Brigitte. I love Azaline, and I never know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. And then Anna, I adore Anna. Where is Anna's latest stamps? I thought I had some out. From Creativation. Let's see. Oh, here they are. Here's some of Anna's. I was using these. And I actually painted, I can't remember, I think I was both of these on my jeans. I'll have to show you all. Let's see. Okay, so there is one of the butterflies that I painted on my paint jeans. And then here is one of the dragonflies. And I was just I was going to throw these pants in the garbage. They're pretty torn and worn, and I thought, you know, I'll just have some fun and I'll paint on them. And then you all had probably seen where I painted her on the other side. And I wore these at Creativation. They're just, you know, lots of fun to, if you have like painted jeans or your art jeans or your craft jeans or something, or a t-shirt, these are fun to use your archival ink and stamp on them. And then just, I painted with acrylic paints, and then Arteza has some wonderful fabric markers. I did a video on that, and you could check it out on my channel. Oh, so much to cover. I'm just like, I know I'm probably like going 100 miles an hour here. So much to catch up on. Okay, so anyway, there's some of the new Carabelle stamps. They're amazing. They're amazing quality. They come on white rubber. And I want to, later on in this video, just kind of play around and show you how wonderful they are. The other things that they carry, Carabelle, are, if any of you are into gel press, and I know I need to do some videos on gel press, and I want to do a video every day. I'm really trying to get to that goal where I do a video every day, and maybe I just have to get up in the morning and just do a video and just, you know, wing it. And not try to be so perfect with everything. Because Gayle's a huge inspiration. I have to say, she, you know, to just be able to do a video and not edit it, I think that is an art in itself, and it takes incredible talent to be able to do that. I don't know if I can do that. I have to edit mine. I have to. You guys would be bored out of your minds. Yeah, so Gayle, you know I love you, and she's just, I don't know, she amazes me, and so she is my inspiration in trying to get a video done every day, and, you know, we'll just, like I said, we'll just wing it, and it'd be good for me. It's good for exercising my brain, my creativity, and so forth, and yeah. So here is one of my stamp designs, and this is one that was very popular. I had a ton of people order this stamp. Where is it at? There we go. So this was also made into for the gel press, And again, I hope to drag out my gel press and have fun with this. Gel press actually sent Carabelle a package, and unfortunately it didn't arrive to them in time. And when I say unfortunately, I just mean that with all sincerity, because you know, I ended up with a whole bunch of gel press stuff. Yeah, because Carabelle couldn't use it. They had already left, and so Gel Press was generous enough to let me keep the package of items. And it was a really unfortunate thing. Yeah, really, really unfortunate that, you know, it didn't get to Carabelle in time. So I got stuck with it. I got stuck with all this amazing gel press stuff, and I'm going to share it with all of you in one of my other videos and use some of these amazing gel press plates. And that's what these are referred to, is gel press plates. And I have extras, so I might do a giveaway. And speaking of a giveaway, again, I'm covering so much here, so just all bear with me. I still have this journal that I will be giving away. And I know I've had people just waiting for me to do this giveaway, but I'm going to keep adding to it, I think, because I have a new digital collection that I will be releasing, and I want to add to this. And so, yes, you know, some things, like they say, what is it that they say? Good things come to those who wait. I know, like, I promise, you know, whoever gets this, I really hope it was worth the wait. But yes, I have not forgotten. I will be giving it away. And I have to show how I'm going to do the binding. I've been thinking a lot about how I want to do the binding on this, and I think I've actually come up with a really cool, easy way to bind this together. So I will be sharing that in another video. Again, my goal is to wake up and just do a video every day. Wake up in the morning and try to do one every day. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but I'm going to try. All right. So we got gel press plates from Carabelle and new stamps, and I will be listing these on my website. I do have some of them already up for sale. Again, if you see anything here that you're wanting as far as the stamps that I have released, make sure that you order them. You get on that list, because when the order goes through, I'm not sure when the next shipment's going to come. It might be a whole month wait. So be sure to get on the list now if you want to get these with the order that will be coming to me hopefully in the next few weeks. Okay, so there's all of this. And again, I hope to get around and play with some of these amazing stamps to show you how wonderful they are. I've had some people ask if I would show how to color some of them, and so I thought it'd be fun to do that. Okay. So there's that. That's just one of the many things that I've been working with Carabelle on. And then Blue Fern, I've had people ask about the new collection, Jane Memoirs. And if you are all interested in seeing what that collection looks like, you can check out Gayle's channel. I will list it in the description below, so you can check out my latest collection with Blue Fern Studios, which is, by the way, it's currently at print, and there's a few things that I've had to work out when doing the papers for Blue Fern. It's quite a process. It's more than just designing paper. It is, you know, making sure the packaging, you have to have the packaging designs done. You have to have bleed lines correct. You have to have branding strip, UPC code done a certain way. I mean, there's all these fine details that have to be done before the collection can actually be launched. If all those things didn't have to happen, it would have been launched probably 2 months ago. But anyways, it's coming. All right, so the digital collection, I'll show you guys a sneak peek of what I've been working on with my own digital collection, because I know it's been since Christmas. Eclectic, what was it? Eclectic Christmas, I think, was the last collection I did. And so, yeah, I'm so far behind. I think the last newsletter was out for Black Friday, and I'm behind on that as well. Again, just this whole pneumonia thing just really kind of kicked my butt. I will be getting a newsletter out soon, very soon, and yeah, so here's a little sneak peek, and I might be changing some of the designs a little bit. This is just a little work in progress, and I thought I would share with all of you what I've been working on. And so my inspiration for these, I will show you here in a second. I acquired some amazing old, I guess it was a hardbound book of all these illustrations. They were old-fashioned magazines, all bound in one book. And so I took that, and then I found these napkins at Tuesday Morning. And of course, you know, I didn't use the prints from the napkins because that would be wrong. Copyright infringement. You know, we don't want to do that. But some of the flowers I actually got from an old flower album I had, and some were from plate illustrations from the 1800s. And most of the illustrations, these ladies you see here, come from the scans that I did from the books, which I will show you, are from the 1800s. And I had to pay a pretty penny for some of these hardbound books, but I mean, it was one of those things where I had to splurge a little bit because I had to have them. I mean, I will show you. They're just amazing. And that was my inspiration with this collection. I finally broke down and scanned these images, and I hope I can find one just to kind of show you, because I put a lot of work into colorizing some of them and just refining the quality. So making sure everything's nice and crisp. And I still have a little work left to do on some of these. Like, for example, her. Oh, I had to put a lot of work in her and just add in more details to her face and hair. And this is one I still have to do some work to, where, you know, just kind of make everything a little more crisp. But this is a little sneak peek of what's coming. I hope to have this collection launched in hopefully the next 4 or 5 days. And I'm working on the lined papers right now, and I kept these pretty simple because I have the ephemera. Here's a few little sneak peek of the ephemera, and I wanted it so you could layer on top. So I didn't want to cover up, you know, I didn't have everything to be so busy there was no contrast. So these papers that the lined papers I did are a little simple, but they coordinate with each one of these pages. So I'll show you, like this one and this one. And this would make actually a really cool journal cover, I think. But you can see how those two kind of go together. And then we have, let's see, we have this one, which goes with this one. So I have them so they all coordinate with one another. And then these two go together. And then, let's see, this one and this one. I still have a few more of the lined pages to do. I think I have 3 or 4 more to do, but I'm hoping to have that finished today. And then I still have to do envelopes and finish the ephemera, and then I will be releasing it. And this one goes with this one. But I had to show you that I have been working on something because, oh my God, it's been driving me nuts. I don't do well being sick. Like, I am not the type of person that does well being confined to a bed or, you know, resting. I am used to being up and going 100 miles an hour, and that's just my personality. And so it's been a struggle, a real big struggle for me to get past this whole pneumonia thing. That goes with that one. And I think that was as far as I got with the lined papers. And then I have some of the ephemera that I've started. These right here came from a little flower, a little flower, flower power. I swear that came from a movie somewhere. Yeah, these came from a little flower album that I had, and I scanned them, and then I collaged some extra elements onto there for journal cards. And these came from the album as well, these flowers here, and then I have some little labels, and I'm hoping I'll have these sized for like a 3/4 circle punch or a 1-inch circle punch. I'm going to make sure that they size so you could use a circle punch to punch these out. And then here was the cover from the flower album that I scanned. And then again I added some additional elements to create the journal cards, and then I have my easy cuts to the side where I took those out and just added a few more pieces there. So there's those, and then this, I thought I would try something a little different. I know a lot of the tabbed cards are really big right now, and so I have this where you can do a trifold, or you can cut them into cards, so it serves a dual purpose. And then I have these, and I'll show you how I plan on incorporating these. I haven't finished the little pocket that these will go inside, as well as these little tags. These will go inside a little pocket thing as well. And those are still in the works. And then I'll have envelopes, and then I think I'll be done. So yeah, that is what is in the works. You can keep an eye for the new... I have so much I want to say. And I can't get it out fast enough. It's like, slow down, Jennifer. Take a deep breath. Yeah. What was I even saying? Oh, I have envelopes, and then, yeah, I think I'll be done. And just, you can look for it in the newsletter that I'll be sending. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, just go to my homepage, which I'll have listed in the description, and you can sign up for that. And I'll have the coupon code, the freebies that coordinate with this, and then, of course, whatever promo item I decide to have for this month. So there's that. And here's the books, just to show you. The books from 1800, and I try to keep these out of the light. They're so fragile. Let me zoom out here a little bit. They're super duper fragile. They're huge. As you can see, they're just huge. But I will forever treasure these because they're really hard to find anymore. And like you can see, it says New York Fashion Bazaar, and that was my inspiration. That's why I called it Fashion Bazaar. And this just happens to be volume 11. If I got my Roman numerals right. But it's just like, I'm sitting here thinking I'm holding something from the 1800s. Like somebody from the 1800s was holding this book. And it just, yeah. So it had all these beautiful illustrations in here. And again, I paid a pretty penny for this. No joke. But I was going to make some good use of this and share it with all of you. I will be doing more scans. I might just do scans. I would love to hear your comments or feedback. If you would be interested in me just doing scans, and I can make them available for sale, you know, and I could definitely do that for all of you. It's one of the things I was thinking of doing, but it's just, it's got all these amazing illustrations in here and just so much inspiration for me as an artist. Look at the beautiful colored one. I already scanned some color ones, and I'm going to come out with a paper doll collection. I'm not sure if I'll be releasing it with this one or separately, but a lot of work that I have done into that. So that's another thing that will be coming, is the paper dolls. Let's see. I loved these illustrations. And they're so beautiful. Look at that. All the fashion, the dresses. That was the stamp that I did. That's where some of the inspiration came from. The dress form stamp that I did came from looking at these dresses. Of course, I came out with my own design because I love to do original artwork, but yeah, this was my inspiration right here. So there's another one of the ladies. I'm trying to find the one that I used in the collection. Let's see. It was near the back. I love these. So again, if you guys are interested in me scanning some of these, I'm more than happy to, and I can set up a listing. And that way, you know, I can share them with all of you. Where are those? Oh, I love her. Let's see. I am not finding it. And I grabbed a few from here. But anyway, this is a whole year's worth of the magazine. Like, here's 121, here's 122. I mean, the book is so fragile. It's just, I can barely touch it, and it kind of just falls apart. So I want to try to get a lot of it scanned before, you know, it just completely falls apart. This is from 1889. Look at that. October 1889. Yeah. Isn't that incredible? So this was just one of the books. I have another one here. This one's even bigger. Oh my god, this thing is like really, really huge. And it's got more illustrations, old things, ads, and things that I'll be using in some of my artwork. Look at that. I'll be using that. This will be in the collection I'll be releasing. I have that in there. And this one is from 1891. March 1891. The Ladies' Home Journal. And then I have these from Paris. These are some of my other little treasures. And I was grabbing everything so quickly. This was at the marketplace. Madeline from Carabelle, who I absolutely adore. Oh my god, I love her. I love everyone from Carabelle. They're amazing, amazing people. But Madeline, I adore Madeline. And she took me to this market, and there was 300 and some booths there. I think I made it to about 30. And my husband goes, I hope you're done because we're out of money. And we had to buy an extra suitcase. So I'm going to go back. But look at, oh, aren't they beautiful? This is from 1881. All of these. And I plan on scanning these and offering these for sale, or I'll be implementing them in the collection. But aren't they gorgeous? I mean, I was drooling. And then I have these. There's quite a few inside of here, but I hate to pull them apart. Look at, they literally are crumbling. And this is from 1910 and some more from 1910. And look at the back, the ads. Aren't those cool? So, yes, when people ask where I get, you know, some of my illustrations from, I actually have purchased many of them, and I've spent a small fortune. I'll just leave it there. I've spent a small fortune obtaining these treasures, and yeah, I can't wait to share all of them with you. So that is where the inspiration for my latest collection came from, was from that. So there's a little sneak peek. Again, I hope to have that released in the next few weeks. Okay, so let's play. Okay, so I'm going to start with this manila file folder, and I will have this template in the new collection that I will be releasing. Now, this was one that I decided to scrap. I won't have this design in the new collection. I'll have a lined paper with this included in it, but it won't look exactly like this. And so what I'm going to do is, you can use the template and then you can just take some cream colored cardstock and create your manila folder. And I'm going to take this side of the paper and I'm just going to trace this section right here for my folder. And then just cut it out. Okay, so this will go on the front, and I did a little extra to take and just fold that over. And I think what I'm going to do is take my stamp, and I thought this would actually work really good with this collection. It kind of, again, this was the inspiration that I got for the stamp was from these illustrations. So I'm going to use this stamp. And I might not get the whole thing in there, but that'll be okay. It's been so long since I've been in my studio. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's position this on there. I think it should go kind of like that, and we'll put little magnet things down. Okay. Well, okay, so you can't see the top part there because it's really dark. And you know what I'm going to do is, I hate to waste it. Oh, and I'm missing the wing. How did that happen? I don't have the wing in there. There we go. Okay, so I like it. I love it, but as you can see, this top part is really dark. So this is how I'm going to fix that. I'm just going to leave that in there for now. Clean it later. And I was using the little mini Misty. I love this item. It seems a great size to tote around, like if you're traveling, and they fit most of the stamps that I use, so love using this. Anyway, okay, so as you can see, it's really dark, but that's okay, because here's what we're going to do. And I'm probably going to take, I'm not sure if I'm going to use watercolor inks or what in coloring this, but we'll just kind of play along here and just kind of go with the flow. I'm going to take one of my white pens and use that to bring out with the stamp because it's so dark. And I'm just going to kind of highlight around some of those lines and just kind of make it pop.
And I've been waiting, waiting, waiting for your hunger. And I've been waiting, waiting, waiting for you. And I've been waiting, waiting, waiting for your sorrow to land on me. And I've been waiting, waiting, waiting for the future. And I've been waiting, waiting, waiting for us. And I've been wishing, wishing, wishing for your laughter to land on me. Lay your trust, your burden. Lay your hope on me. Yeah. Take this love that I got. If you want it. And I've been waiting, waiting, waiting for a reason. And when you came into my life, you were the one. And I'll be holding, holding, holding on forever, or as long as you want me to. Lay your trust, your burden. Lay your hope on me, yeah. Take this love that I got, yeah. If you want it. Life sends this love around, for me to be keeping safe. And I won't let you down. Just let me hold you. Lay your trust, your burden. Lay your hope on me. Take this love. And I've been wishing, wishing, wishing for your laughter to land on me. And as I lay your trust, your burden, lay your hope on me, yeah. Take this love that I got, baby, if you want it.
All right. So I think it kind of pops a little better now from the page. Okay, I think I'm going to go with my Arteza pens. I have been a huge fan of Arteza products lately. I have found that for the price and the quality, I am in love with Arteza at the moment. So I'm going to grab some of these purple tones here. And I love how they come, because I can just pull this whole section out if I want. Let me back out here. So I can pull these out and just use, each section as I need. And then they just Velcro right back in. I love, love, love. I'm going to grab some of the gray tones because I might want to, if you ever want to tone down something that's too vibrant, you can just use your gray over it to mute it. And then I have some greens in there, that these green tones that I might bring in as well, or brown, maybe some brownish, greenish tones, just kind of for that vintage look. So I'm going to grab just a selection of those, I think, and call it good. All right. Now, I did this on copy paper, so one thing I want to keep in mind is when I go to add water to do a little bit of my blending, I want to make sure that I do not oversaturate my paper, because this is just your standard copy paper that I have this printed on. And you might want to print it on cardstock if you're going to do something similar, just so your paper doesn't break down with the water when you add it. Okay, so I need to find my brush pen, and it's always good to have paper towels around, because when I use my water brush, I always want, I cannot talk. I never can talk. What am I talking about? When I go to use my water brush, I want to make sure that I get rid of the excess water. So, I can't find it. I used all my water brushes in the making tapes. Here they are. I haven't even washed them yet. Oh my gosh, they're such a mess. I just finally got my studio kind of put back together. Oh, it's kind of an understatement. Okay. So, and I think what I might do is, when you're coloring, I'm going to grab with my darker color. So I have this darker purple. I have this wisteria and oob. Oob purple, oob. I think that's what it says. I have my glasses on. So I think it says UBE purple. I don't know. Anyway, those are the two colors that I'm using, is the oob purple and wisteria purple. I'm going to start with this oob purple first, this darker purple. And when I color, I always like to make sure that I'm going in the darker section first. That way I can always pull my color down if I need to, and I don't try to be too perfect. And then again, I just need to make sure that I don't have a lot of water on my brush, because I'm doing this on standard copy paper. It's not the best paper for blending, that's for sure. It's not blending at all for me. So I'm going to go with my lighter purple here. Let's see if I can pull down some of the color that way. And I'm just going really light, just to bring in, I just want a little bit of this purple tone. I don't really even want that much. These not, maybe these aren't the blendable ones. I thought these were. I feel like I'm totally losing it. It's like, oh my gosh. Well, I'll just take some of this gray. I'm going to go over it with some gray just to kind of mute down some of this. These are really fun pens though to work with. So I'm just going to kind of keep it light. And I actually have this little bit of gold in there. So I grabbed kind of this brownish color, brownish gold. It's called ginger. I swore these were water soluble. Am I losing it? Yeah, they are. Maybe I'll try it this way and put it on my palette thing first, and then I'll try apply it that way. That seems to work better. And then if it's too dark, what I can do is I could go back with my white pen and work it that way as well. But for now, this seems to be working, so we'll just keep applying it this way. And again, you may not want to print on standard copy paper because it's really, gosh. This is why I do voiceovers. So these stamps, I did it, you know, so they'd be really easy to color. There's not really much to it. Really. I have some of the white. Bring some of that down. That's being picked up from where I tried to lighten up there. Go back with some of this gold color. There we go. I think I like that. I might add a little purple just kind of up in through here. I kind of this blue effect going on. And then I might need to lighten it back up with the pen again. But as you can see, these pens, these Arteza pens, are wonderful to color with. The thing that I love about these is you can take these to a coffee shop, bring your water pen and a little piece of parchment, and you can just have a whole bunch of stamped images, and you can color away. That's the wonderful thing about it. So there, look at, very simple, but, and I did this on standard copy paper, so my page got a little warped, but not too much. I tried to make sure I didn't have too much water on my brush. Okay, so there is that, and then we can take and glue that onto our manila envelope thingamadigger, like so. Look how pretty. Might let that dry for just a little bit, and then I'll distress around the edges there. And then what I think I'm going to do is add another flower, just one of the cutout flowers, just for a little added something, or I might even add a little butterfly. I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, so I think I'm going to use one of the background papers from the new collection. And I'm just going to fussy cut out this flower. We'll do that. Put that there like so. And then butterfly. I think I have a butterfly in here that I used. And this one. I might cut out that little butterfly. I'm going to. I'll have to add that as one of the ephemera pieces, so you don't have to destroy a whole page if you want to create the same thing here, just for, you know, this one little butterfly. This is one of the things that helps in designing too. I think this is why this would be a good thing for me to do a little video every morning, is what I will learn from it. And just, you know, I love interacting with all of you. If I can't be in your home physically, at least I can be there with you in this way. So that just makes it all worthwhile. There, and we can stick that up like so. Yes, I like. So I'm going to just go ahead and glue it down. I might go ahead and fussy cut this one area a little more. Okay, glue that down. I love working with opposite ends of the color wheel. So I have purple here and then going to red, which would be at the opposite end. I love using color in that way. Just think it really creates a more interesting overall look. I might add some red into the butterfly there now that I have this red here. Okay, so I decided, so many people love these little bottles of glue, and I decided that I was going to offer them on my site. So this will be a new item that I will be selling on my site, and it's wonderful because it's got that fine needle point tip, and as you know, you don't need much of my glue when you want to glue down something, but I can get just right, even that fine little strip there. Just glue that down like so. And I actually like stuff to come up off the page. I don't like it to be glued down all the way. And then I'll just take and apply a little bit of glue there just to strengthen some of those edges. I like more of that 3D effect to my page. And then I'll just cut off the excess here. And then I have my little butterfly, and I'm going to place the butterfly. I kind of wanted it to go over the petal, so I'm actually going to glue this piece down and then put my little butterfly right on top of that. Just kind of have them sit up above. Like so. There we go. Okay. Now, I think I want to add a little more red on that wing there, just the butterfly wing, just to tie in some red that I have going on down here now. Okay, so I have this, what color is it? It's just called red. Red and then punch pink that I'll be using. I need to put some more water in my water brush. So I think I'll start with this red color right here. And let's see, where do I want this? Right actually go in here, put a little in here. I totally got some on the side. I didn't want on the side. Ah, right there, I guess. And then I can add some darker tones up here. And down here. Probably have to go through with my white pen where I got the red where I didn't want the red. But might even, no, this is a blue tone and I just don't want that blue. Just add a little bit here. Down to the dress, tie in the dress, some purple I think, I don't know, just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry. There it is so far. Okay, so now I'm going to take my tape gun and just adhere my stamped image down onto the folder. I decided to use my tape gun because since I had used my water brush and the water caused some of the paper to warp a little bit, I thought my tape gun, I didn't want to add any more moisture to my page, so I decided to use my tape gun in adhering this down just to kind of flatten everything out a little bit. Okay, so there we have our little mini folder with the stamped image, and I really like the way it turned out. And so now I think what I'm going to do, oh, there goes my little doorbell. That would be my Chihuahua. Okay. So now I'm just going to distress the edges. Okay, so I'm going to take and just apply a little bit of the Distress Oxide to some of the sections that I cut, those flowers, just to kind of tie everything in, blend everything in. And then I think I will be done with my folder at this point. I want to do something a little more with this, just to kind of prepare it for a journal page. So I think what I'm going to do is grab an envelope and do a little more stamping, and then we will call this little project done. And I will plan on doing another video tomorrow in the morning and see if I can, try to meet one of my goals in doing these videos every day. Oh, that would be so wonderful. Okay. So I decided that I wanted to add one of the label brackets to the bottom of the folder. So I'm going to take and just fussy cut out one of those little brackets from the ephemera pages. And again, I hope to have this collection out for release in the next 4 or 5 days, and I will be sending out a newsletter with the coupon code and the freebies like I always do. And I know I got really behind with everything, but you know, I really try to put forth like my best, and I don't want to rush through something just to get something out. And so, and then I, wasn't planning on getting sick, but it takes so much time. There's so much to these collections, and yeah, but I love doing them. And then, the design work that I do for Blue Fern, that takes a lot of time, and the stamp designs for Carabelle. But so anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is I hope to have this out in the next 4 or 5 days, and I will have the newsletter out within that time frame to announce the release with the coupon and the freebies. All right, so now I'm just going to attach my little label bracket to the bottom there, and then my little mini folder will be done. And that just kind of adds that final touch, and I could put a sentiment in there or maybe just leave it blank. I'm not sure, but yeah, I really like the way it turned out. And I love the little tip for the glue. So if there's any little edges like you can see there, I can just easily take a little drop of glue and just glue that down. And I hope to have the glue on my site in the next few days as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue that little piece on the back down, and then the folder section of this project will be done. And then I'm just going to grab an envelope, do a little more stamping, and I will call it a day because I'm going to try so hard. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have really big dreams of doing a video every day. I'm just going to keep positive, and I'm really going to try, but I can't promise anything, but I'm going to try. I do plan on doing a video tomorrow. Okay, so I have my envelope, and I'm just going to figure out how I want to kind of work this and piece everything together. So what I'm going to do is I decided to take one of the elements from one of the lined papers, and I'm going to put that inside the window of the envelope there. And this should fit pretty good inside. I always try to save the envelopes that have the really big windows. My husband and I have sponsor children, and so we always get our big envelopes with our children's pictures, and these envelopes, they work perfectly for projects like this. But you could use, any envelope really to create a similar look. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take some of that background paper from the collection and just cut some strips to adhere down onto the sides of my envelope is kind of what I'm thinking. I think that'll just tie in nicely with the flowers that I have down at the bottom of the folder there. So when I'm cutting these strips, I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and I always like to have a little bit of a white border. I just want to, just add a little bit to the side of the envelopes just to kind of, again, tie everything into those flowers that I have on my folder. And then I think what I'm going to do is grab one of my stamps. I think I'm going to use my owl stamp that has the registered letter stamp, and stamp the top of the envelope is, I think, what I'm going to do. But I'm going to go ahead and glue down my strips to my envelope, and then I can grab my stamp and stamp the top of my envelope. And I find sometimes it's easier to glue down the edges of the envelope just to make sure that those edges, are glued down really good, as opposed to gluing my strip. Just kind of one little easy tip there, just to make sure that you get those edges of the paper down really nicely onto your envelope. And then I'm just going to cut off the excess. And then I need to figure out what I want to do with that flap part of the envelope. And I don't know. I think what I'm going to do first, though, is take and stamp the top part of the envelope. And I put a piece of paper over the window section because I don't want to get ink down on there. But I'm just going to apply mainly ink to that top part of the letter and of the stamp that says registered letter. And again, that came from my owl stamp that you see there. And I stamped it in plum archival ink. Again, just wanting to keep with some of those burgundy red tones. Alrighty, I like it, I like it, I like it. So now, I think just to kind of finish it off, I'm going to do some more distressing around the edges, and then I think I'm going to add some trim. So I looked through my stash and I found a perfect piece of this crocheted lace that I think I'm going to use on the left edge of my envelope here. Yeah, I really like the way that looks. And then I think on the other side I'm going to use this muslin. And because I'm doing a voiceover, I kind of had to, because my chihuahua would not stop barking. It just kept going on and on and on. So anyway, I discovered later on that I totally forgot to glue down the crocheted lace. So when you see this a little, in the near future, I totally forgot to glue that on there. Yeah. So I'm about to pull it apart and re-glue that on there. But anyway, I'm going to take the muslin, and I think what I'm going to do is do some stamping on it and then sew it to that right edge of the envelope. And I'm just kind of fraying some of those edges because I love that kind of frayed look with the muslin. And one thing I'm going to do real quick before I stamp my muslin is I'm going to just take some white copy paper and apply it over the flap of the envelope, just because it's so blue and the muslin, that blue color kind of shows through and I don't want it to. So I'm just taking some of the copy paper to go over that blue flap of the envelope. So when I apply my muslin over it, that blue color doesn't come through. So I'll just glue that down, and that'll kind of clean that flap up a little bit to prepare it for my muslin. And it will also, I want to glue this section that I tore again just to kind of strengthen it, because I don't want my flap to fall apart when I go to insert this into my journal page. Okay, and then I'm just going to take and distress the edges of my envelope. want to distress it pretty good, just to kind of tie in with how much I distressed my folder there. Can't believe I forgot to glue on the crocheted lace. Oh. Okay, so yeah, I think I got my strip of muslin to where I like it, and now I'm just going to use the stamp from my penmanship, the one with the dragonfly and hand stamp. And I'm going to use that middle section there where it says artistic penmanship and it shows the hand. And I'm going to stamp that in the center of my piece of muslin. And I think I'm going to stick with using that plum archival ink and use that. I found that the archival ink works really good on fabric. And the other thing with archival ink is I have tested it in washing it. Or no, maybe I watched a video where somebody tested it and it will, I think it holds up after you even wash it. So if you stamp it on fabric, you know, and you wash it, it might fade a little bit, but it stays on the fabric. So I love using the archival inks on muslin or any sort of lighter fabric. Oh, I guess I'm using black. Take it back. I'm going to use black, and then I take the plum and I'm going to use that with the other stamp. And the one thing when I stamp, I just make sure that I have lots of ink on my stamp. So I really pat down my stamp pretty hard, making sure it's really saturated good with a lot of ink. And then I want to just kind of leave it down on the fabric or paper so that ink absorbs in. Okay, so now I'm going to take the bottom section of that stamp set and I'm going to take the plum archival ink and stamp that onto each side of my strip of muslin. And I kind of want to take and have a little bit of it going into just the very edge of the kind of the wrist of the hand there. And I really, again, I want to make sure I have lots of ink, especially on this stamp because I haven't stamped with it before, so it hasn't been conditioned. And I just want to apply a fair amount of pressure, make sure that ink gets down onto that fabric. Oh yeah, love the way it turned out. And now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Yep, I love it. I love the way, oh my gosh, I love the way it turned out. So this hopefully gives you all an idea of how you can use your stamps differently. Stamp on, you know, little scraps of trim, lighter trim, and, you know, use different sections of your stamp to create, you know, a different look, mix stamps and mix colors. You can create some really cool backgrounds doing that. But I love the way this little strip of muslin looks, and now I'm just going to take and sew it down onto the edge of the flap there. Okay, so you can see where I did my little bit of stitching there. And now this is where I should have glued down my piece of crocheted lace trim, but I totally forgot about it. Oh well. Oh my. I'm getting all choked up here. So, yeah. But anyway, what I ended up doing is when I glued it down, I decided that I might create a pocket later on. We'll see. Because I'm going to do that video tomorrow, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I might just kind of add to what I've done here and create a signature page, or I might do the binding for the book that I'm going to give away. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to do a video tomorrow. I'm going to try so hard to do this. It's like been one of my kind of New Year's resolutions, and so far I've totally failed. But part of it wasn't my fault because I was kind of down, slightly ill, still recouping. But yeah, better late than never, right? And okay, so I'm just going to glue this down and call it done for the day. So again, if you are wanting any of these stamps that I have shown you, the new release stamps, make sure that you get them now, that you get them pre-ordered, because I will be sending my order in the next few days, I believe. And so everybody on that list, there's been a lot ordered. So this is why I'm stressing, if you want these stamps, please be sure to get them now for pre-order, so you can get that first round that comes in that shipment, because the second shipment might not be for, a month or so down the road. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all back tomorrow.
Say goodbye. You guys know he lived there? I had no idea. Y'all knew